B.J. Davis drives to the basket, scoring with 2 seconds left, and the Aztecs pull out a hard-fought 62-60 win against a very talented New Mexico team. Hello and welcome to Aztecs All In. I'm Louis Weiner in Las Vegas, along with Steve Perez. And Coach Brian Dutcher said it all during his post-game news conference. He talked about a statement he wrote on the board before the game, the same statement he and Coach Steve Fisher put up during the 1989 Michigan Championship season. Rebounding and defense, and that's how the Aztecs won this one. This was a fantastic atmosphere at the Thomas & Mack, and although the Lobos probably had more fans in attendance than the Aztecs, it didn't matter. Aztecs Nation was out in full force, and the Aztecs will play for a conference championship tomorrow against Utah State at 3 p.m. Now let's say hello to my partner in podcasting, Steve Perez. Hey, Steve.
Louis, watch that earlier Mountain West Tournament game on CBS Sports Network and watch this one there as well. Man, the announcers were really getting excited. I don't know about you, Louis, but nothing gets me more interested in a game than two teams going at it and then a couple of over-the-top announcers carrying on about some ball screens, hard fouls, sharp passes, bona fide fast break hoopin'-joopin'. Seriously, though, in that first game between the number one seed Utah State and Nevada, they're a 5, and the Aggies won that one, by the way. I noticed about 4 minutes into the second half, some of the players started looking a little winded, fatigued even on the close-ups, and remembered it was Nevada's third straight game, Utah State's second. And it doesn't matter what shape you're in, and a high-level D1 college hoopster is as well-conditioned as they come. They're still humans, and there is still a clear advantage to being a number one seed, lying in wait to see who was going to win this late game, which I appreciate you hanging around for. In my mind, these later games, strength, conditioning, bench strength, just as important as the skills of the particular players. It was a very high-level game. Two teams knew each other very well. Just a storied rivalry going back to the Western Athletic Conference days. Their last matchup before the Aztecs head on to the Pac-12. But this game had a lot of great moments. Very hard fought. Yeah, it was a game that both teams tried so hard, and a lot of players gave it their all. People playing in pain, people giving it their all for pretty much every moment of every second on that court, and it was just a pity that someone had to lose it.
Thank you, Steve. Aztecs off to a fast start in this one thanks to their defense. Sean Newman with 2 steals. He scored 1. Bird scored another, make it 4-0. Another steal. Aztecs make it 6-0. But New Mexico bounced back quickly. They responded with a 9-0 run of their own. But a Sean Newman drive gave the Aztecs a 10-9 lead at the first media timeout. Then a tough stretch for the Aztecs. New Mexico had the ball for 4 straight possessions. Missed a layup, got the ball back. Missed a 3, got the ball back. Missed a jumper. They got the ball back when Taj DeGorville fouled Dayton Albury. He scored 13-11 New Mexico. Aztecs try to get it right back. BJ with a steal, but he's blocked on the other end. And the Aztecs in the midst of a 3-minute, 17-second scoring drought. But then a nice stretch for the Aztecs. They go on a patented 10-0 run, just like the night before. A great alley-oop from Taj DeGorville to Magoon Gwath to make it 16-15 in New Mexico. Then Reese Dixon Waters hit a 3. New Mexico misses the front end of 2 1-and-1s. Then Bird hit a 3 to make it 21-16. Aztecs in the midst of that 10-0 run. Then after a media timeout, New Mexico goes on a 7-0 run itself. Luke Haught hit a 3 to tie the game at 21. Then after an Aztecs turnover, Uriah Tenetti hits a jumper to make it 23-21 New Mexico. They're back in the lead. And it goes back and forth from there. Reese hit a 3, Aztecs up 1. A Tomislav Boljan put back, making it 25-24 New Mexico. Then Magoon Gwath took over, hitting a 3 to make it 27-25 Aztecs. Sean Newman missed a fast break drive but then turned the ball over, but Gwath scores off an assist from BJ on a fast break, and he's fouled. Aztecs on a roll. As the second half winds down, New Mexico in foul trouble. Both Jake Paul, Dayton Albury with 3. New Mexico got lucky with about 2 minutes left when Gwath was called for a foul. On a Tajavis Miller 3, he made 2 of the 3 free throws to make it 33-29 Aztecs. But the Aztecs ended the half strong. With 3 seconds left, a B.J. Davis drive gave the Aztecs a 37-33 halftime lead. Aztecs with 8 steals, 14 fast break points at the half, and 4 threes, but just 9 of 13 from the free throw line, holding New Mexico to just 33% shooting, forcing 9 turnovers. After the game, both Magoon, Gwath, and B.J. Davis talked about how they were going downhill and scoring pretty easily in that first half.
I seen a little opening, so just wanted to attack the space. I seen the empty space, and I think it's just growing up, you know, you always envision those type of scenarios when you're just out there by yourself, you know, just 3, 2, 1, those type of scenarios. So I feel like it's just a testament to all the work that we've put in, and, you know, I can't do it without my teammates be in the right spot and space out so I can get a look like that. So, yeah, it's just all about the confidence and, you know, not really trying to think your way into it.
We know we emphasize in practice. We gotta find a way to get easy baskets, offensive rebound, and in transition. So we focus on getting the defensive rebound and just running hard, and put rim pressure on. It allowed other guys to get transition threes, or if they didn't pick up the rim, we were able to finish at the rim. So.
A hectic start to the second half, Lobos and Aztecs exchanging baskets and fouls. Dayton Albury pulled New Mexico within 2 at 37-35, but Tay Simmons 2 free throws to extend that lead, and he misses both. Not a good sign after what happened the night before. Miles Heide and Luke Hopp exchange baskets underneath, but a Bird steal and Simmons score makes it 41-37 Aztecs. Second media timeout, back and forth. Neither team able to gain any momentum for any period of time. Aztecs in foul trouble with Pharaoh Compton picking up his 3rd and 4th fouls on back-to-back plays. And Aztecs a bit unlucky as B.J. Davis loses his balance dribbling, turning the ball over. Aztecs got a little something going after that on back-to-back possessions after New Mexico tied the game at 44. Bird scored underneath to make it 46-44, and then Taj to Gwath to make it 48-44. But the Aztecs give up a quick basket to Uriah Tonetti, and it's a 2-point game again. But the Aztecs stretch it back to 6 after 2 B.J. Davis free throws and a Reese Dixon Waters fall-away jumper. 52-46 Aztecs, but a New Mexico free throw and a 3 by Dayton Albury, and it was a 2-point game with 7:51 left. Then New Mexico, Luke Hopp ties it at 52, part of a New Mexico 6-0 run, and an Albury drive gave New Mexico their first lead in a while, 54-53. But a Tay Simmons drive and a Taj jumper gave the Aztecs 4 straight points and a 57-54 lead with 5:05 left. New Mexico calls a timeout. And out of that timeout, Gwath is called for a foul, but Tomislav Boljan misses 2 free throws. But Uriah Tonetti made 2 more after a Bird foul, making it a 1-point game, 57-56. But at 3:58, Magoon with a corner 3, huge shot, and a 4-point Aztec lead, 60-56. At the 2:24 mark, the ball goes out of bounds, going to San Diego State. But New Mexico challenges a call with the Aztecs up 60-58, and the call goes to New Mexico. They get the ball. But the Aztecs defense holds. Next possession, Tay Simmons scores underneath to make it 62-58. And after a New Mexico miss, Gwath almost puts the Aztecs up 7, but his long 3 spins around the rim, doesn't drop. New Mexico gets the ball back 59.6 seconds when an inbound pass to Gwath goes out of bounds. Albury gets the ball. He drives, trips. B.J. Davis called for a foul. He makes both to make it 62-60. And then Albury again drives. It's 62-62. Aztecs get the ball back with 20 seconds left, trying to find an opening. B.J. Davis drives with 2 seconds left on the clock, scores 64-62 Aztecs with 2.1 seconds left. New Mexico with a long inbound pass. It looks like the game is over, but Magoon Gwath catches that pass as it's tipped. His foot is on the sideline, so New Mexico gets the ball with 0.6 seconds left, and they inbound the ball. The buzzer sounds. Game ends. Aztecs win 64-62. 62. A terrific game all around. Aztecs shoot 41% overall, 5 of 21 from 3. New Mexico, 32.8% overall. Aztecs defense played well. They did go 7 of 21 from the three-point marker. Rebounds, incredibly, New Mexico pulled down 20 offensive rebounds to the Aztecs 12. And New Mexico only out-rebounded the Aztecs, though, 46-43. And in the paint, the Aztecs scored 32 points to New Mexico's 22. The Aztecs had 10 second-chance points to 9 for New Mexico. And the Aztecs really moved the ball quickly on those fast breaks, outscoring New Mexico 17-9. Let's get some more on the post-game comments from Steve.
Thank you, Lewis. In the words of the great Cubs sportscaster Harry Carey, holy cow, what a finish. B.J. Davis, ball in his hands, and it just makes a play. Of course, there was some drama with a few ticks on the clock after his score, but turned out to be academic. From off the bench, tallies 12 points, none more important than the game winner. Here's a compilation of his thoughts after the game from CBS Sports Network immediately afterward. And from you in the interview room, he talks about that game winner, what was going on through his mind, the importance of a win, keeping the Aztecs' March Madness hopes alive, and most important, a chance to win a championship against Utah State on Saturday.
Our coach says March is for players, and a lot of our players stepped up and made huge plays, rebounded the ball, and I got all my faith in my guys, so they helped me stay cool and calm.
They scored, and it was about 20 seconds left on the clock. Knew we needed one shot, so just kind of waited till the time went down and, wanted to drive to the basket, didn't really want to shoot, just to kind of put that pressure on the defense and the refs. So just drove to the basket and made the bucket. I seen a little opening, so just wanted to attack the space. I seen the empty space, and I think it's just growing up, you always envision those type of scenarios when you're just out there by yourself, just 3, 2, 1, those type of scenarios. So I feel like it's just a testament to all the work that we've put in. And, I can't do it without my teammates be in the right spot and space out so I can get a look like that. So, yeah, it's just all about the confidence and, not really trying to think your way into it.
We kind of, kept that in the back of our mind, try to hit the glass a little harder, play a little better defense. It was getting downhill because, they got good guards and stuff, but we're just trying to do our best because we know that's at stake. Yeah, just got to go home, get some sleep, and bring the same intensity tomorrow. Try to get it done.
Just amazing how calm he sounds discussing such an exciting play. Now to Coach Brian Dutcher after the game. He says the game was one of those that he and his team have come to expect against the Lobos throughout the years.
Just another epic battle between San Diego State and New Mexico. All 3 games were that way this year. We made a timely basket to beat them at our place. They got us at their place, and then this was an epic battle between the 2 teams that have the most Mountain West titles between us. So lots of credit to New Mexico, Coach Olen and his staff. That is a really, really good basketball team. And we had to play very well to win. I thought our defense was as good as it's been. Rebounding is rebounding. Usually a guy gets 10 rebounds, you're mad, but Bullion had 18 and 16 against us this year, so 10's pretty good. But with that said, rebounding was the difference in the game. They still had 20 offensive rebounds, but we had the margin at 3. They're a very good rebounding team. And so we had enough rebounding and good hard-nosed defense and found a way to win. BJ made an important play. We just give him space at the end of the game, and he creates his own shot. He's very good at it. And he had a 3 at the end of the New Mexico game that didn't go in. But it doesn't change our mind. We want it in his hands at the end of the game with the game on the line.
Truly a team effort, Lewis. Every single player who hit the court tonight contributed. Even if it wasn't entirely visible on the stat sheet on that topic, just have to note the effort the Aztecs did inside. Just to single out a few players, even though everyone played well, players like Pharaoh Compton, he didn't score a point, just 2 rebounds, but he used every one of the 4 fouls he committed to contribute to keeping a lid on Tomislav Borjan, who got his rebounds, 10, but scored just 8 points. Miles Heide went out with an injury to his left hand in the second half. He scored just 2 points, but important minutes on the inside. Same goes for every Aztec on the roster. To the other side of the ledger now, mentioned the San Diego connections in our previous podcast. None more notable than Eric Olen. His first year in charge of the Lobos, but 12 years as head coach of the UC San Diego Tritons, and was an assistant coach there for many years before that. Remember, Lewis, those Tritons gave the Aztecs some pretty decent scares in recent years, so Aztecs coach Dutcher and Olen know each other very well, and Olen on the losing end of a lot of Aztec matchups, and this one shook out in much the same way. Here's what Coach Olen had to say after the Aztecs emerged victorious with the tiebreaker in this year's matchup against the Lobos that propelled the Aztecs to the championship game.
Obviously a disappointing result. Congrats to San Diego State. I thought that was a pretty good college basketball game. Obviously our locker room's disappointed to come out on the wrong end of that. But really proud of our effort. I thought we fought and competed, gave ourselves a chance. We knew it was going to come down to a couple plays at the end against a really good team. And the first two games were similar in terms of, one possession can go either way. And ultimately we didn't get that done. But again, just really proud of our group. Appreciate all the fans, Lobo Nation, that came out to support us. Pit West is a real thing, and they certainly helped us. I think that I know that our guys really appreciate that. They appreciate the support they've gotten all season from our fans, and I know that they don't take that for granted.
Lewis, I know it's late, so props to you for putting this one together at such a late hour. Back to you for your closing thoughts.
All right, Steve, thank you. It is the rubber game of the match between the San Diego State Aztecs and the Utah State Aggies at 3 p.m. tip-off on CBS, with the winner getting the automatic berth into the NCAA Tournament. And we will have much more in the post-game podcast following that championship game. And in case you missed anything that we've done this week at the tournament, including the win over Colorado State, here you can take a listen to that right now.
Thank you, Lewis. Aztecs' solid defense, subpar performance at the free throw line, combined with hot shooting from beyond the arc by the Rams, made the final score 71-62 look like the game was closer than it was. The team from Fort Collins led by 5 in the early going, ended the half shooting 43% from downtown on 6 of 14 shooting. Threes from all over, contested, late in the clock, didn't matter. They just kept going in because the Rams are an excellent three-point shooting team, best in the Mountain West. But the Aztecs owned the glass and the paint. Rebounding margin 26-14 in the first half. They had 14 second chance points, a total of 24 points in the paint. And they needed them too, because Aztecs were cold from three-point land. A tepid 13% on 1 of 8 shooting. Ultimately, Aztecs battled to a 39-26 lead at the break, pulling away decisively in the closing minutes. Miles Bird coming out with a lot of energy during the half, leading the team with his dad looking on, 9 points on efficient drives and jumpers. Pharaoh Compton playing like a man on a mission, 10 points in the half, 4 rebounds. Miles Heide showing some toughness inside with 5 boards. No LZ Harrington for the Aztecs, still out with a lower leg injury, but Sean Newman Jr. started at the point. Ran an offense where everyone scored but Taj DeGorville. Aztecs closing the half on a 13-0 tear over the last 2 minutes, featuring back-to-back threes from B.J. Davis and Miles Bird. The Rams, Brandon Recksteiner and Chase Butler winged enough threes and ended the half with 9 apiece to stay in touch. The second half summary felt like a game the Aztecs could have emptied the bench on, but for their inability to consistently knock down their free throws. They finished the game 22 of 42, 52% from the line. Had a 16-point lead 6 minutes into the half, but it's the tournament. Loser goes home, so the Rams giving their all. They managed to get it within single digits inside of 5 minutes and were instructed by their coach, Ali Farokmanesh, to play their version of Hack-a-Shack. Aztecs obliged by missing more than any team should who has postseason aspirations. Rams kept in touch by continuing to make shots from 3 and anywhere they could. On balance, though, Aztecs limited Colorado State to tough shots and kept crashing those boards. Miles Bird finished with a team-high 12 points and 8 rebounds. tied with Miles Heide for most rebounds on the team. Aztecs got double-digit scoring from Reese Dixon-Waters and Pharaoh Compton. Balanced scoring throughout the team lineup, 24 points off the bench. Rex Steiner led the losing side with 16. Don't mean to pick on him, but Tay Simmons, who is otherwise a fine physical player for the Aztecs, was targeted by the Rams for fouling, sending him to the line, and he went 5 of 12 from there. Aztecs unable to score from the field in the last 6 minutes, 49 seconds. But that is picking nits. Aztecs led this one for 32 minutes total. They play solid and at times stifling defense, continue their domination on the boards, out-rebounding the Rams by 10 for the game, 14 offensive boards on the night, 18 second-chance points. They finished the night with 42 points in the paint. Aztecs get the win, get to play in the semifinals on Friday. We now go back to Lewis, our man at the Thomas & Mack, with the post-game comments.
Thank you, Steve. Now, this Aztecs team looked nothing like the Aztecs team we saw the last 4 or 5 games of the season, where they gave up, I believe, 5 straight games of 80 points or more. And Coach Dutcher said coming into this one, he was focused on Colorado State. No disrespect to Fresno State, but he said they practiced to play Colorado State, and the focus was on defense and rebounding. And boy, did that pay off. The Aztecs pulled down 14 offensive rebounds in this one, and they had 18 second-chance points. And as far as defense, Steve, they did a pretty good job. Yes, Colorado State hit 13 three-pointers, but they only hit 19 field goals for the game. So that was only 6 two-point shots that they made. And Coach Dutcher talked about that after the game.
Getting a bye helped. And not only for legs, but we spent 4 days, no disrespect for Fresno, we spent 4 days getting ready for Colorado State. So I think everyone could see we were pretty locked in defensively. We left this tournament last year to Boise because we got destroyed on the glass. And when we rebound the ball, we're hard to beat. And so we rebounded the ball at a high level tonight, both offensively and defensively. So defense and rebounding win championships. Unfortunately, so does free throw shooting, but we escaped tonight with some bad free throw shooting. I'm going to fire the free throw coach, but it's me. So I'm going to give myself one more day to try to get it right.
Steve, this was a wacky end to the game. I mentioned it earlier. Aztecs went 6 minutes, 49 seconds, the last 6 minutes and 49 seconds of the game without a field goal, and they only hit 50% of their last 18 free throws. And after the game, I asked Coach Dutcher if he had ever been a part of such a wacky ending to a game, and here's what he had to say.
I would have liked to get a shot at it, but they wouldn't even let us get across half court. They fouled everybody and anybody, and everybody missed. Bird missed, Reese missed, Tay missed, Heide missed, just Magoon missed too. Just go down the list. So it didn't matter who they picked. We had everybody making them. So it's a credit to our defense. You know, you miss free throws and you give in. All of a sudden you look up, it's a 2-point game. But we continue to get stops. You know, we got stops no matter what happened at the foul line. We didn't let the frustration consume us where we didn't play good defense at the other end.
Steve, as I said a few minutes ago, the Aztecs were able to limit Colorado State. The Aztecs scored 42 points in the paint to just 8 of Colorado State. And defense, again, was the focus. And Miles and Pharaoh Compton talked about that after the game.
Yeah, you know, we came into the game knowing the type of offense they like to run. Main focus for us was, you know, pressuring the quarterback, as we call it. A lot of guys end up at the top of the key, you know, with no dribble, trying to look for cutters and stuff like that. So just try to pressure the quarterback, pressure them on ball, and take them out of their offense and make them uncomfortable.
Yeah, I just say we did a good job being physical and then just disrupting them, just really not letting them get into their sets.
Steve, was a different-looking starting lineup, and one player, a member of the rotation, Jeremiah Oden, didn't even play. Elsie Harrington was out with his injury, and Sean Newman Jr. got the start. Coach talked a little bit about the starting lineup situation after the game.
Yeah, well, obviously Elsie's out with the leg, and so Sean stepped back in. He did a great job. And then obviously we have Taj backing him up, and then BJ capable of playing multiple positions. So we still have a lot of depth at that position, and Sean made some really timely plays and layups down the stretch, getting to the rim and attacking the basket, which was great for us.
All right, Steve, that'll do it here from the Thomas and Mack Arena. Back to you.
Thank you, Lewis. Well, the Aztecs have another familiar foe on tap in the semifinals on Friday. It's the New Mexico Lobos, who advanced by beating the San Jose State Spartans, or as I affectionately call them, the Con Exentos. The number 11 seed surprised everyone, including Boise State fans, by advancing to the quarterfinals with a big upset win Wednesday over the 6th-seeded Broncos. That after losing to the team from Boise in both regular season games by double-digit margins. But the plucky team from San Jose was eliminated by the Lobos in the final game on Thursday night at the Thomas and Mack. Lobos fans always look forward to the trek to Vegas from Albuquerque. Aztecs Lobos won their home games against one another. Many San Diego connections in this matchup for New Mexico. Their first-year coach, Eric Olen, coached UC San Diego last season. And they have a sharpshooting guard in Jake Hall out of Carlsbad named Freshman of the Year and named to the All-Mountain West first team. Another guard, Luke Haupt, is a grad transfer from Point Loma Nazarene. Okay, that looks like that's a wrap on Aztecs All In. If you want to check out what's going on with the latest from the San Diego State University Aztec Athletics program, you can follow us on the X. That handle, at Aztecs_all_in. And make sure you like and subscribe wherever you download your favorite podcast. Also, check out our past episodes. There are oodles of them there. Always know that you can keep in touch, drop us a line, send your hate mail at the Gmail account. That's aztecsallin@gmail.com. So, for Lewis Weiner, this is Steve Perez saying thank you for checking us out. We'll check back in with you soon.